Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good weekend, and welcome back to Cyberpunk 2077. So, quick recap. Mayor Lucius Rhyne died of complications arising from a failure of a cardiac implant. Nothing particularly suspicious there, and the Night City Police Department agrees, but the mayoral candidate, Jefferson Perales, does not agree, especially since the mayor died on exactly the same day as a failed assassination attempt on his life. What makes matters suspicious is that the would-be assassin was in possession of cyberware that he couldn't possibly afford, and had been arrested earlier that day by the Night City Police Department, flipping over dumpsters and screaming to anybody who would listen that the mayor was going to get what was coming to him. So far so good, except having just arrested a man equipped with enough cyberware to pose a serious threat to a moderately well-equipped Militech infantry division, the NCPD then lost him, and sure enough, a few hours later, he did in fact attempt to assassinate the mayor, and would have been successful if not for the quick actions of Night City Police Department Detective River Ward. With the mayor dying of cardiac complications a few hours later that same evening, Detective Ward has been warned to stay off the case. In fact, as far as the NCPD are concerned, there is no case. Detective Ward disagrees. And so does Jefferson Perales, the former mayor's opponent in the mayoral elections, and he has hired us to find out just exactly what the hell was going on. And that's why we find ourselves at the location of the Red Queen's Race, an extremely exclusive and secretive nightclub for the city's elite, which is where the mayor was heading on the night that he died. Except in an even more suspicious turn of events, the club was shut down the morning after the mayor's death, and is in the process of being sanitised and dismantled, so if there's any evidence in there to be had, we had best be quick about it.
Well, hey.
This is animal turf.
I can see that.
Lock up any of theirs recently?
Not lately, no. But they're not big fans of pigs, either. I can't go in without a warrant. But you...
Uh-huh. All right. Be in touch.
You find anything, tell me.
Strictly speaking, we're not actually on Animal's turf. We're about to cross over into the Charter Hill district. And that's mainly run by the 6th Street Gang and the Tiger's Claws. Although there isn't that much gang activity in Charter Hill anyway, because it's a fairly wealthy district. It's right next door to North Oak, where all the rich and famous live, and Charter Hill is where the people who work for the rich and famous live. As a result of the amount of taxes that are paid from the citizens of Charter Hill, there's increased private and NCPD security in this particular district. But the animals aren't really like the other gangs. Unlike the Valentinos, the 6th Street Gang, Maelstrom and the Tiger's Claws, they don't really have their own turf. They're an ultra-aggressive street-fighting gang without any permanent territory. They like to use ultra-testosterone and animal supplements, including horse growth hormones, to make themselves bigger and stronger. They're usually experienced brawlers and trained in martial arts. They're keen on cage fights, duels, and other displays of brute physical force. Their ferocity and toughness makes them sought after bouncers and bodyguards, and they do in fact have a bit of a monopoly on this particular line of business. Generally speaking, if there's a nightclub in Night City, the guys on the door will be members of the Animals Gang. And this is one of the other things that makes the Animals different from the other gangs in Night City. Their primary source of income, providing security services for clubs and nightclubs, is entirely legitimate.
Looks like a normal body shop to me.
Club's here. I'm telling you.
Telling me you got a hunch. Cop intuition?
Something like that.
Enjoying this completely legitimate source of income does not, of course, mean that the animals are not above illegitimate sources of income. They love to raid other gangs' turf, they also organise illegal underground fights, and they manufacture and sell drugs, mostly custom brew anabolic steroids. A few animal packs specialise in robbing drugstores, chemical transports, pharmaceutical companies, and other drug dealers. This reliance on drugs, usually growth stimulants and anabolic steroids, anything that will make them bigger and stronger, is another thing that sets the animals apart from the rest of Night City's gangs, who tend to go in for cyberware rather than chemical enhancements. This does not, however, mean that the animals completely disregard cybernetic enhancement. They absolutely do cyber themselves up, although it tends to be, again, the kind of thing that's going to make them bigger and physically stronger. Cybernetic limb enhancements, vat-grown muscle grafts, subdermal armour, gorilla knuckle implants. You get the general idea. So it's not completely out of the question that the animals would be running a club. It's just... well, the animals are not a gang noted for their subtlety. And if they are running a club out of this auto repair body shop, they're being very subtle about it. Right, so I've pinned that guy down by the loading bay entrance because I don't want any surprises. And because I now have the legendary version of the ping quick hack, this allows me to target people through solid objects. As long as they've been pinged, I don't have to actually physically have a line of sight. I can target them with other quick hacks. So I'm going to let the contagion quick hack do its thing. That's already dropped a few of them. Just wait for the cooldown. I think that is all of them up here on ground level. Nope, spotted. Oh, camera. Okay.
Everything okay?
Got spotted!
Okay. Hang on, be right there.
Chill, River. I've got this. Yeah, sure. I got spotted by a camera. But I've taken out anybody who is in a position to be watching the security feeds. So it's really not a big deal. I'm not actually in combat. Right then, let's get into this body shop and find this so-called nightclub.
Neil doesn't tend to lie. Too scared. So, the club's around here somewhere. Maybe in the garage is my guess.
Yeah, sorry, River. I wasn't really paying attention. I was picking up the legendary loot. What were you saying? Your CI doesn't tend to lie? Well, yeah, I mean, obviously there is a nightclub here somewhere. The mission description is telling me to find a way into it. In case you're wondering why I'm capping everybody who's been taken out by the contagion quick hack, you do get the full experience for neutralising opponents using the quick hacks, whether or not those quick hacks kill them or not. And contagion is not a lethal attack. But you can also... ooh, another legendary. Another black market battery. That's used to power the Berserk mod. It's not really surprising that the animals are carrying a lot of these around. But as I was saying, yeah, once you've neutralised somebody with the contagion quick hack, it's a non-lethal attack. You can also earn bonus weapon experience by finishing them off with whichever weapon you happen to be carrying. Kind of 2 for the price of 1. Don't worry, no actual pixels were harmed in the making of this video. Alright, that's the backyard. Those shipping containers do look kind of suspicious, don't they? Yeah.
Look at that.
Right. I'm gonna hack the elevator control panel. I'm not even sure I need to, but it's bonus quick hacking experience. There we go. Breach protocol, 134 XP. And we're in. Come on, River. Move your arms. So, this is the Red Queen's Race. It's an ultra-exclusive and highly secretive nightclub for the elite of Night City's movers and shakers. Or it was, until the mayor very suspiciously died here.
Now.
And then the owners rushed to get this place sanitised and shut down the very next day. And there's somebody in there who knows they've got uninvited company.
I will cut you down. Come on.
Nice. Someone really wanted to cover up whatever it was that went down. What should we be looking for?
Let's try to find something that looks like an office. Every club has one.
Come straight up. Payday.
Alright,
Courtesy limit.
but we are not alone in here. I'm going to have to neutralise the opposition first. send out a ping from that speaker. Hasn't exactly helped, it's only illuminated all of the electronic equipment. The animals weren't on the same network. I'm going to quick hack that guy. The breach protocol, it's going to lower their defences. And then hit them with the good old contagion. I'll just, sit here behind hard cover, out of line of sight, gaining stealth experience. Because they don't know who's taking them out. And just let the contagion quick hack do its job. Well, that took at least 2 of them down, but it didn't get all of them. I can hear at least one more gang member yelling at something. I should really have hit that guy with the ping quick hack before hitting him with the contagion quick hack, because that would have revealed the location of everybody else on this level, or in range of the ping. So even if the contagion didn't have the range to take them all down, I would have been able to see who was left, and as soon as the contagion cooldown had expired, I could have just hit them with that. And I wouldn't have this problem of being able to hear them, but not knowing where they were, or how many of them there were. And unfortunately, I can't ping a corpse, because the corpse is no longer connected to the same network as the rest of the gang, so I'm probably going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. Right, we're on the upper level. That looks like the office. That's definitely where the voices are coming from. Oh, it's not an office. It's a bunch of private booths. Come on, come and investigate the dodgy alarm. Let me see you. Oh, there's somebody in there. Oh, there's one down below. Awesome. Contagion. Him down. And I think that's the one. Wait, there's one in here. Okay. I'm surprised the contagion quick hack didn't have the range to reach him, which means there may still be a few more. And I definitely just heard the "you were momentarily spotted" sound effect, which means there is at least, well, it might have been a security camera. Looking at the minimap, there's somebody over there. And it's not a camera. There is also a camera here. But hang on, what's this? A braindance headset. Well, this probably isn't a good time, but hey, what the hell. Seems to be important. Whoa. Whoa, what the hell?
Shit! V! You okay? V! You hear me?
I think we've just found the thing that triggered the mayor's fatal heart attack.
You ask me? Wasn't a heart attack that killed Rhyne.
As I said from the start. But...
someone spiked his BD. That's what killed him.
fuck. Think you could be right. Come on, V.
Alright. I think we found the thing that killed the mayor. But so far we've got no actual proof that the mayor so much as touched it. So let's go and find some proof.
Looks like an office. Sort of.
Comps are what we want. Comps above all.
Alright, well there's a computer in here, but let's just make sure we're not going to have any surprises. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's check the computer out. Let's see what we can see. What's on the local network? The surveillance system. Turning the cameras on or off, that doesn't really help us. What about the file menu?
Yep. Stiff as a board. You ask me, he's been dead at least an hour. No. No trauma card. Pretty sure he didn't bring it on purpose.
I know that guy.
A club like this, you don't want TT banging down the door when you're banging away and things start to heat up.
That's River's partner.
Hard, probably. Must have gotten a little too heavy and messy. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Coroner will find him at home. I'll tell him how to write it up. Died in his sleep, quiet as a baby. Boys are getting him out of here. Of course, nobody will see him. No way. Yep. Yes. Alright, I'll buzz you later.
Oh, River, your partner's in this up to his eyeballs. No wonder he tried to warn you off. Anything in the messages? Security protocol to the staff. Yeah, fairly straightforward. From Weldon Holt, that's the deputy mayor. Notifying them that the mayor was going to visit. And the deputy mayor's involved. He was informed that the mayor had died here. Do nothing, wait for my people. Until then, nobody goes in the club. And then Detective Han turned up, which means Detective Han is one of Weldon Holt's people. Closing the place down. And then, the reason why this video file wasn't scrubbed is because the animal gang leader was using it as leverage until they'd ensured they'd gotten paid off by the deputy mayor.
Weird. Guy looks familiar, doesn't he?
V, I'm not in the mood for jokes. Think we've seen everything we needed to. Let's go.
Gonna look around some more.
Okay, do what you will. Waste of time as I see it, though.
Yeah, but there might be some more loot. Spoiler, there wasn't any more loot. Certainly nothing interesting. So, River, your partner's a dirty cop. He's on the payroll of the deputy mayor, who was involved, if not responsible, for the death of the mayor.
Okay, let's Delta.
Think I saw another way out on the way in.
That's gotta suck.
Fuck.
Ah, Detective Han, you piece of shit.
Still hanging around with this punk?
Shut it, Harold. I know what you did. Not about to ask why you covered it up. Not even why you jumped into this mess to begin with. Just want to know. Who gave you the order?
What's the matter, River? Why do you even care? Your conscience is clear. You can sleep tight at night. You know why? Because I took all the responsibility. You got no idea how this city works. Think your goddamn inspirational, idealist bullshit actually means something? It doesn't. Never did. Hey, don't look at me that way, Merc. You know I'm right.
I know the game NC makes you play. Know the rules. All the tricks in the book.
So you ought to know when to get in line, and when you can stick your neck out. Because you stick it out at the wrong time, and there'll always be some shark ready to bite your head off.
There's a line. Not every order's worthy of being followed.
Let me tell you when I'll stop doing what I'm told. When I retire. Not a day sooner. Ought to consider doing the same, Ward.
V, appreciate the help, but this isn't your biz. I'll take care of it.
How you gonna do that? Am I under arrest?
Got a scroll, got a motive, got your confession. So yeah, you could be. But it wouldn't make much sense. You don't even gotta say who ordered you to go and clean up. I know anyway. So, since even our brass's fingers are all over this, I gotta take it to internal.
They won't do a thing either. Not to me. They'll put you in their sights, though. Just go home, Ward. Get some sleep. Find all this easier to take in the morning. I mean, that's my plan.
And the best part of it is, he's probably not wrong. Even though, you know,
Fuck.
doesn't make him right.
So, what now?
Well, this go. Can't. Holt murdered Rhyne. Wanted his seat. Oldest, tritest motive in the book. That's why I believe it. Use the NCPD to cover his tracks.
Also think it was Holt. The only one who stood to gain.
Kicking this to internal affairs. Got enough to get this case reopened.
Don't do it. They'll sack you, or worse. Besides, won't change a thing.
Could be right, you and on. But I couldn't give a shit what you two think. And you? Gonna report back to the paralysis?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna stay. Observe a little. Thanks, V.
I agree with River. I think Holt did it, although the only thing I can prove is that Holt ordered the cleanup.
So, about Rhyne. Got a pretty good idea what happened.
Great. Come by, please. It's a sensitive matter. I'd rather discuss it face to face. We'll be waiting.
Right, and leave River to brood. He does that a lot, by the way. He's very good at brooding. And go and report to my employers, Mr. and Mrs. Perales.
Please, have a seat.
Thank you.
Good to see you, V. Elizabeth tells me you have answers for us. I'm all ears.
It's not 100% clear what happened.
Hardly anything ever is. But...
Yeah, I got some idea.
Although all I can prove is that the deputy mayor covered up what was probably a murder, what I think happened.
Think Weldon Holt was behind Ryan's death.
I knew it! You got any proof?
I
Yeah,
don't.
but it's all circumstantial.
Strong suspicions.
that's all we need to know, Jeff. We have to be careful. Keep a close eye on Holt. And up our security.
You're right. As always, you're right. Thanks for your help, V. Your fee.
You two watch out for each other.
Well, I suppose the important thing here is that I got paid.
Now, where
Although
did
we have
leave
not seen the last of Jefferson and Elizabeth Perales, and we have definitely not seen the last of River Ward. The follow-up quests with
Careful,
River are some of the most disturbing and hard-hitting in the game, and Jefferson and Elizabeth Perales
Right.
are in a far, far trickier situation than either of them realise. That and much, much more will be coming up in a future episode. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope you're all having a great weekend, and as always, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.